Ladies and gentlemen, there are moments in life that shape who we are, moments that are so powerful they leave an imprint on our hearts, not just in the fleeting moments, but forever. Sometimes we think that love is something we must chase, something we must work hard to find. But love, real love, isn't something that you chase. It's something that comes to you when you least expect it. In your arms, I've found my forever. I found peace in the chaos of life, and I found a place where I could simply be me, without pretense, without fear. In your arms, I found a home, a refuge where I could rest my soul. And as I look back on the journey we've walked together, I realize that it was always meant to be this way. Here's what I've learned along the way. Love is not a feeling, it's a decision. Too often we are told that love is something we fall into, or that it is something that comes naturally. But real love, the kind that endures and grows, is something far deeper. It is a commitment, a choice, and a deliberate action we take every single day. It's not about waking up each morning with butterflies or feeling swept off our feet every time we look at someone. It's about choosing to show up, whether it's easy or difficult, joyful or painful. When love becomes a decision, it means choosing patience when frustration threatens to take over, choosing understanding when misunderstanding arises, and choosing forgiveness when resentment could easily take root. It's waking up in the morning and deciding to give your best even when your best feels hard to give. It means prioritizing the other person's needs and well-being even when you feel like your own are left unattended. And in the moments when it seems easiest to walk away, it is deciding to stay, to work through the struggles, and to face challenges head on. Love as a decision teaches us responsibility. It's no longer about simply reacting to emotions, but about intentionally nurturing the relationship, working through obstacles, and continually deciding to invest in each other. Love isn't something that's dependent on our moods or circumstances. It's something we commit to no matter what the day brings. Every argument, every disagreement, every hardship is an opportunity to decide once again to love. Choosing love every day doesn't mean there won't be difficult moments. It doesn't mean that love is perfect or without struggle. It simply means that through all of life's ups and downs, you choose to walk together, to honor and respect each other, and to grow together. Because real love, the kind that lasts and stands the test of time, is a decision. True love is unconditional. It doesn't come with strings attached or require a list of expectations to be met before it can be given. It is a love that doesn't ask for perfection, but instead embraces flaws, imperfections, and everything in between. It doesn't measure itself by what it can receive, but by what it is willing to give, without hesitation or condition. True love doesn't wait for the perfect moment to show up, nor does it rely on circumstances or the status of the relationship at any given point. It's there, steadfast and unwavering, no matter what life throws at it. When love is unconditional, it accepts the other person wholly, not just in the good times, but especially during the challenging times. It's easy to love when everything is going well, but when trials and tribulations come knocking, true love stands strong, unshaken by difficulties. It's the love that stays when everything else seems uncertain. It's the kind of love that continues to give even when the returns aren't immediate or visible. It sees beyond mistakes and missteps, understanding that everyone is on a journey, growing and evolving at their own pace. Unconditional love does not ask for change in the other person to fit a mold or to meet certain expectations. Instead, it celebrates the uniqueness of the other, embracing them exactly as they are. It understands that growth within a relationship is a mutual process, and each person brings something invaluable to the table, regardless of where they stand in life's journey. This kind of love is not a transaction. It's not about keeping score or counting what's been given or received. It's about trusting, supporting, and caring without limits, without boundaries, and without the fear of being hurt or taken advantage of. It doesn't demand anything in return. Instead, it simply gives freely and without reservation. When love is unconditional, it creates a space of safety where both people can be vulnerable, knowing they are loved regardless of their imperfections or mistakes. True love doesn't need conditions to thrive. It is pure, it is genuine, and it remains constant in the face of adversity. It doesn't fade when times get tough. Instead, it strengthens because it's rooted in something deeper than momentary circumstances. It's rooted in an understanding that love is an ongoing journey, one that asks nothing in return but offers everything in its truest form. In vulnerability, there is strength. We often think of strength as something that is unyielding, powerful, and rigid, like a rock that never moves or bends. But true strength isn't always about being invincible. It's about being open, authentic, and allowing ourselves to be seen, even when we feel exposed. Vulnerability in its rawest form is not weakness. It is a testament to our courage, a display of our capacity to trust and to be real with others. It's not about showing only what is easy to share, but about revealing the parts of ourselves that scare us, the parts that have been hurt, the parts we often keep hidden from the world. To be vulnerable is to step into the unknown, to put ourselves in a position where we have no control over how others might respond. It's about offering the most intimate parts of ourselves and giving someone else the opportunity to either nurture them or perhaps break them. But in that moment of giving, in that openness, we find a profound strength. It takes courage to face rejection, to allow someone to see our flaws, and to be willing to face the possibility of disappointment. Yet, in those moments, we discover a power within us that we didn't know existed. A power that comes not from hiding our weaknesses, but from confronting them head on. When we embrace vulnerability, we open the door to deeper connections with others. It is through our openness that we find empathy, compassion, and understanding. True intimacy cannot be built without the willingness to be vulnerable. It is in those quiet, tender moments when we show our rawness that we create the strongest bonds with the people who matter most. When we are vulnerable, we invite others into our story, allowing them to walk beside us, to share in our triumphs and our struggles, to see us for who we truly are, without the facade of perfection. There is also strength in vulnerability because it allows us to grow. It's easy to remain in a space of comfort, hiding behind walls, afraid of what might happen if we reveal too much. But growth, true personal development, comes when we are willing to face the discomfort of vulnerability. We challenge ourselves to be better, to heal from past wounds, and to move beyond our fears. In being vulnerable, we give ourselves permission to make mistakes, to fall, and to rise again, stronger than before. Each time we expose a part of ourselves that we've kept hidden, we let go of a piece of fear and step into a greater version of who we are meant to be. Vulnerability doesn't make us fragile, it makes us human. It shows us that there is strength in softness, power in gentleness, and resilience in the willingness to be open. It is not a sign of weakness, but a display of the deepest courage we can have. The courage to love ourselves as we are, to trust others with our truth, and to stand in the face of uncertainty, knowing that we are enough, just as we are. We find ourselves in each other. At the core of every meaningful relationship, whether with family, friends, or a romantic partner, is the idea that we are not isolated beings. We are connected to one another in ways that go beyond the surface, in ways that allow us to discover more about who we are by reflecting through the eyes of others. In our interactions, we not only share our experiences and thoughts, but we also uncover parts of ourselves that we may not have known were there. Relationships are mirrors, showing us aspects of our own identity that we sometimes fail to recognize or acknowledge. When we truly connect with another person, we find that the reflection in the mirror is not just of them, but of us as well. They challenge us to think differently, to see the world through their perspective, and in doing so, they help us shape our own view of who we are. Their strengths help us recognize our own, their vulnerabilities teach us empathy and compassion, and their flaws reveal parts of ourselves that we need to accept or grow from. Through them, we are given the opportunity to better understand our values, our fears, and our desires. In relationships, we learn what we need, what we want, and what we are willing to give. The people we encounter throughout our lives have a way of highlighting qualities in us that we may have neglected or ignored, pushing us to become more of who we were always meant to be. Sometimes it's through conflict that we discover the depths of our patience or our ability to compromise. Other times it's through shared joy that we find a sense of peace or fulfillment we hadn't realized we were seeking. It is in these moments of connection that we begin to piece together the puzzle of our own identity, finding parts of ourselves that we might have otherwise overlooked. The beauty of finding ourselves in others is that it's not a one-sided journey. As much as we uncover parts of our own selves through others, we also become mirrors for them. We reflect their strengths, encourage their growth, and help them see who they are, sometimes in ways they hadn't realized. The relationship becomes a dynamic process where both individuals influence each other, push each other, and help each other evolve. We grow together, not by changing each other, but by learning from each other and in the process becoming more authentic versions of ourselves. Through each connection, we also discover that we are more than the sum of our individual selves. Relationships have a way of combining our experiences, our dreams, and our challenges, blending them into something greater. It is through these shared journeys that we find a sense of belonging and purpose, realizing that we are a part of something bigger than ourselves. We don't have to have it all figured out alone. Together we can navigate the complexities of life and find meaning in the collective experience. In each other we find not just companionship, but a reflection of our truest selves. Time spent together is never wasted. In a world that constantly pushes us toward productivity and measurable outcomes, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that every moment must be spent achieving something tangible or significant. We often associate value with accomplishments and results, believing that the worth of our time is only determined by what we can produce or attain. But time spent with the people who matter most, whether in quiet moments, in laughter, or even in silence, is never wasted. It's in these moments that we often discover what truly matters in life. When we spend time with others, we are investing in the connections that shape our lives. It's not always about doing something extravagant or making grand gestures. Sometimes it's the simple act of being present that carries the most weight. Sharing a cup of coffee, taking a walk together, or simply sitting in each other's company can be more profound than any task we might accomplish. These small moments of connection help us build the foundation of relationships that matter. They remind us of what it means to be human, to share, to listen, and to be understood. Even when we're not speaking, even when there are no apparent achievements in a given moment, time spent together is shaping the bond between two people. It is in these quiet pauses that we often find comfort, knowing that we are not alone in the world. The mere presence of someone who cares about us can bring peace, reduce stress, and provide a sense of grounding. These moments aren't wasted. They are building something invaluable: trust, connection, and understanding. The memories we create during the time we spend together are the ones that stay with us. They become the stories we tell, the lessons we learn, and the experiences that shape who we are. Whether it's laughing over shared jokes, comforting each other through tough times, or simply enjoying a peaceful silence, these moments accumulate over time, leaving us with a rich tapestry of memories. They become part of the fabric of our lives, often more meaningful than any material achievement. In relationships, the time we invest in each other nurtures growth. We learn from each other, challenge one another, and help each other evolve. It's not just about passing the time. It's about the way we use that time to deepen our understanding, to encourage and support each other, and to be present in the lives of those we care about. Even in moments of difficulty, when time together may feel heavy or challenging, it is never wasted, because it is part of the journey we are taking together. It is in these moments of struggle that we build resilience and deepen our connection. When we look back on the time we've spent with others, we often realize that it wasn't the grand events that stood out most, but the simple, quiet moments of shared humanity. Time spent in the presence of those we love is never a waste, for it is in these moments that we find meaning, purpose, and fulfillment. It is the time we spend connecting, growing, and experiencing life together that gives us the strength to face the world outside. It is in each other's company that we truly understand what it means to be alive. True love is a partnership. It's not about one person dominating the relationship or one individual constantly giving while the other receives. True love thrives on balance, mutual respect, and shared responsibility. It's the recognition that both individuals bring something valuable to the table and that together they can build something greater than they could have alone. In a partnership, both individuals support and uplift each other, not just in moments of joy, but through life's inevitable challenges. It's about recognizing that each person's strengths complement the other's weaknesses, and that together they can create a harmonious whole. A partnership in love requires constant effort from both sides. It's not about keeping score or measuring who has given more or who has sacrificed more. It's about a shared commitment to one another's well-being, growth, and happiness. True love doesn't thrive on one person always being the giver and the other always being the receiver. It requires balance, where both partners contribute, both emotionally and whether it's supporting each other's dreams, helping each other through difficult times, or simply being there to share in the everyday moments of life. A true partnership is built on an equal understanding of each other's needs and desires. This partnership doesn't mean that each person is the same or that they should lose their individuality. On the contrary, true love celebrates the uniqueness of each person and allows both individuals to maintain their sense of self while growing together. A healthy partnership recognizes that each person brings their own experiences, values, and goals into the relationship. And while they may not always align perfectly, it's the respect for each other's individuality that strengthens the bond. Each person in the partnership supports the other's aspirations and encourages them to grow as individuals, knowing that when one partner thrives, the relationship as a whole becomes stronger. In a true partnership, communication is key. It's about being able to express thoughts, fears, desires, and frustrations openly and honestly, without fear of judgment or dismissal. It's about creating a safe space where both people can speak freely and listen actively. True love doesn't involve mind reading or expecting the other person to know what you need without saying it. It's about sharing openly, being vulnerable, and understanding each other's perspectives. Through communication, both partners gain insight into the needs and feelings of the other, and together they can work towards solutions that benefit both individuals. Conflict, too, is an inevitable part of any relationship, but in a partnership built on true love, conflict isn't something to be feared or avoided. Instead, it's an opportunity to grow stronger together. Disagreements are handled with respect, empathy, and a shared desire to resolve the issue rather than to win. Each partner values the other's point of view and works toward compromise and understanding, knowing that the goal is not to defeat the other person, but to find a solution that strengthens the relationship. A true partnership doesn't allow resentment to build because both people are committed to resolving differences with care and consideration. A partnership in love also, it's about working together to build a life, whether that's taking care of a home, raising children, managing finances, or simply supporting each other's dreams. Both individuals take ownership of their roles and contribute to the overall well-being of the relationship. It's not about delegating tasks, but about recognizing that both partners have a vested interest in ensuring that the relationship remains healthy, balanced, and sustainable. True love is a partnership because it thrives on mutual support, understanding, and growth. It's not about one person leading and the other following, but about two individuals coming together, each bringing their strengths, their vulnerabilities, and their commitment to building a life together. It's about facing life's challenges hand in hand, knowing that together they can overcome anything. In this partnership, both partners are equal, both are valued, and both are indispensable to the strength and success of the relationship. We are stronger together than apart. At the heart of every meaningful connection is the understanding that unity brings power, that two individuals working together can face challenges and achieve more than they ever could on their own. Life, with all its unpredictability, can sometimes feel like an overwhelming force. But when we join forces, when we combine our strengths, our talents, and our hearts, we create a foundation that allows us to withstand anything. It's in our shared efforts, our shared love, and our shared resilience that we find true strength. Individually, we may possess talents and skills that are valuable, but together we become a force greater than the sum of our parts. In unity, we have the ability to balance each other's weaknesses and amplify each other's strengths. Where one person may falter, the other can step in and provide support, guidance, or a different perspective. It's in this synergy that we grow, not only as individuals, but as a unit, learning from each other and adapting to the challenges we face. The strength that comes from unity allows us to reach heights we might not have thought possible on our own. In times of hardship, it's easy to feel small, to feel as though we're not enough to face what's in front of us. But when we lean on each other, when we allow our strength to intertwine, we realize that we are not alone. The burdens we carry become lighter when shared. The obstacles we face seem less insurmountable when we have someone beside us. Together, we face adversity with a sense of shared purpose, a sense of shared determination. We can weather storms knowing that we have each other to rely on. The strength that comes from being together doesn't just apply to difficult moments. It also shines brightest in our everyday lives. When we share our joys, celebrate our victories, and grow together, we create a momentum that propels us forward. The happiness we experience is magnified because we have someone to share it with. In our moments of success, our confidence is bolstered by the support we receive, knowing that our achievements are not solely our own, but the product of collaboration, of partnership, and of a shared vision. Together, we can create more, experience more, and become more than we could have alone. In relationships, whether familial, romantic, or professional, the concept of strength and unity comes from mutual respect and understanding. It's about valuing the other person's contributions, respecting their individuality, and recognizing that While we each have our own paths, we are intertwined in this journey together. We become each other's support system, each other's cheerleaders, each other's foundation. The strength that we draw from each other allows us to push past our limitations, to take risks, and to grow beyond what we thought possible. We are also stronger together because we bring out the best in each other. It's easy to settle into habits, to stick with what feels comfortable. But when we have someone by our side, someone who challenges us to be better, to think bigger, to love deeper, we rise to the occasion. Together, we inspire each other to reach for dreams that might have seemed unattainable before, to overcome fears that might have paralyzed us if we were facing them alone. The love, the care, the encouragement we offer one another becomes a powerful catalyst for growth and transformation. We are stronger together because in unity, we find support in every form: emotional, mental, and even physical. The strength of togetherness is not just about what we give or receive, but about the shared experience of being with another person who understands, who listens, and who is committed to walking beside us through the highs and lows. When we are together, we are not only fortified by the other person's presence, but by the shared belief that together there is nothing we cannot face. Strength is not just about overcoming obstacles. It's also about thriving in harmony. When we are together, we create a space where both individuals can grow, learn, and flourish. The strength we draw from each other is not about dependence, but about interdependence, where both people are empowered to be their best selves, knowing that they are supported and valued. In this unity, we become more than we could ever be on our own. We are stronger together because together we are unstoppable. Love is forever, even if the moment is not. Life is fleeting, and moments, no matter how precious, pass by quickly. There are times when circumstances change, when relationships face challenges, or when situations unfold in ways we didn't expect. But despite the transience of the present moment, love remains constant. True love doesn't depend on a single instance or a particular set of circumstances. It transcends time and space, enduring through seasons of joy and hardship alike. The moments we share, while important, do not define the depth of our love. Love itself is not confined to one fleeting experience. It's a thread that ties us together, woven through all the moments that came before and all the ones that are yet to come. Even when we are separated, even when we face times of difficulty or change, the love we have for each other doesn't vanish. It remains, quietly but powerfully, a foundation upon which we can always return. There are moments in life when people part ways or when paths diverge. We may experience times where we feel distant from one another, but love is a force that doesn't depend on proximity. It exists even when we can't see each other every day, when words can't be exchanged as freely, or when circumstances push us in different directions. The connection of love is not bound by the present moment. It exists beyond time. This kind of love is resilient. It weathers the storms of life, the struggles, the separations, and the heartbreaks. It knows that love is not only about shared laughter in the good times, but also about standing strong through the hard times. It's about supporting each other even when the immediate circumstances are not ideal, and knowing that the foundation built in love will carry both people through even the darkest of moments. The moments may change, and things may get tough, but love remains a constant source of strength, reminding us that the bond we share is unbreakable. Love's permanence is also seen in the way it evolves. It's not always about fireworks and grand gestures. Love grows, matures, and adapts with time. Just because a moment may pass doesn't mean that the love we feel is faded. As time goes on, love takes on new forms. It may not always look like it did in the beginning, but that doesn't diminish its significance. Over time, love may be shown through quiet gestures, through patience, through understanding. It may be the unspoken reassurance that no matter what changes around us, the love that exists between us remains unshaken. Even when the intensity of a moment fades, the depth of love remains steadfast. There are also moments in life when we may question the love we feel, times when doubts creep in or when circumstances make us feel uncertain. But even in those moments, love doesn't disappear. True love has the ability to withstand doubt and questioning because it is rooted in something deeper than just feelings. It is rooted in the commitment to continue to care, to continue to choose the other person, even when the world around us may seem uncertain. Love doesn't always need affirmation in every moment. It thrives in the knowledge that exists beyond the constraints of time. Even if the moment is lost, love still carries us forward. It helps us heal from the moments of pain or loss because we know that even if circumstances change, The love we've shared remains a part of who we are. It leaves its imprint on us, shaping the way we move forward and giving us the strength to embrace what lies ahead. The past moments, though gone, live on in the lessons and growth they inspire. And love, even when the present moment is not as we imagined, continues to guide us, shaping the future we will share. Love is forever because it is not just about the fleeting experiences or the highs and lows of any given day. It is about something deeper. It's about a bond that, even when tested by time or circumstances, never fades. It's about knowing that no matter what happens in life, no matter what changes or ends, love remains a constant, a source of strength, understanding, and continuity. Even if the moment passes, love persists unbroken, unchanged, and eternal. In the end, we must remember that love is not defined by the moments we share, but by the lasting connection it creates. It transcends time, distance, and circumstance. Even when the world around us shifts, love endures, steadfast, unshakable, and ever-present. While moments may come and go, love remains a constant, a force that shapes who we are and who we become. It is through love that we find the strength to navigate life's challenges, and it is love that gives us hope for the future. So no matter what life throws our way, let us remember love is forever, even if the moment is not.